So we have some breaking news that Emily Murphy from the Government Services Administration, the GSA, has finally given Joe Biden the resources he needs and the info he needs to transition from president-elect to the actual president. And that she, as a Trump loyalist, was playing a big role in preventing Biden and his key staff from getting the things they need for that transition period. Something that Trump had, something that Obama had, and Bush had, and Clinton had. They all had this info and resources to go from being president-elect to the actual president. It's a baseline, and it's nonpartisan. At least it was. But in doing this, Emily Murphy not only lies, but gives the most passive-aggressive, victim-crying, why me kind of speech I've ever seen. Her letter is awful, but I want to read you one portion of it because it shows that even though she's doing her job by the letter of the word, she's not actually being a professional while doing it. She says here, know that I came to my decision independently based on the law and available facts. I was never directly or indirectly pressured by any executive branch official, including those who work at the White House or GSA, with regard to the substance or timing of my decision. To be clear, I did not receive any direction to delay my determination. I did, however, receive threats online by phone and mail directed at my safety, my family, and blah, 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 blah. None of that is true. What she was getting was people asking her to do her job. She wasn't doing her job. She was still getting paid. She wasn't quitting. She wasn't resigning. She wasn't suspended. She was getting paid to do a job and wasn't doing her job. And it is BS that, she wasn't being pressured. She was 100% being pressured, and it wasn't by people asking her to do her job. It was by the president. If this was her acting on her own accord, then Donald Trump wouldn't have put this out at nearly the exact same time. Within minutes, he said the following on Twitter. I want to thank Emily Murphy at GSA for her steadfast dedication and loyalty to our country. She has been harassed, threatened, and abused, and I do not want to see this happen to her, her family, or employees of GSA. Our case strongly continues, and we will keep up the good fight, and I believe we will prevail. Nevertheless, in the best interest of our country, I am recommending that Emily and her team do what needs to be done with regard to initial protocols, and I've told my team to do the same. So this is as close as we're probably ever going to get that Donald Trump is admitting he lost the election. Trump will probably never admit I lost. He might say Joe Biden succeeded in taking the election unjustly from me, and so I have to leave the White House. But I didn't lose the election. I lost the office because Joe Biden, cheated or something. But what's crucial here is that Emily Murphy had to have been told by Trump. She had to have been told by Trump and Trump operatives, do whatever you can to slow this down. Our Hail Mary attempt at overturning the result, it has to include the fact that the transition has not formally started. It doesn't matter that Biden was, doing it on his own. As soon as the GSA acknowledges it, that's yet one more hurdle that falls between Biden becoming president, or Biden, being president-elect and becoming president. And so that is a crucial step that Trump wanted to kind of keep in Biden's way. Never let this down. Don't give Emily Murphy or Trump cookies for doing their job, especially when they do their job poorly, they do it with passive aggressiveness, and they do it weeks late. They have still tried to subvert democracy. They are still enemies of democracy, and Donald Trump is still going to go probably to his grave without ever accepting responsibility for his errors and his failures.